Are you ready for the FIFA World Cup? Football is the most popular sport in the world, and we're discussing its 5 most controversial moments. The World Cup has many highs and lows, but here are the 5 incidents that marred the beautiful game and overpowered the magic of the World Cup. Number 5. Hand of God by Diego Maradona and his doping scandal. Diego Maradona is widely regarded as one of the greatest football players of all time. Maradona, sometimes known as El Pibe de Oro, was more than simply a sporting great. He was, nevertheless, one of the most divisive individuals in sports history, playing a significant role in Argentina's World Cup win in 1986. Arguably the most unbelievable incident in World Cup history occurred when Diego Maradona's obvious handball to lift the ball over England's goalkeeper Peter Shilton put Argentina up 1-0 in the quarterfinal. Everyone on the England squad and the majority of the spectators seemed to know he handled the ball, but the only person who mattered was the referee, and he let the goal stand. 8 years later, at the 1994 FIFA World Cup, Maradona ended his World Cup career as a player by testing positive for drugs, forcing him to be suspended, and Argentina was eliminated from the World Cup shortly thereafter. Number 4. South Korea and the 2002 World Cup officials. So here's the deal. You're the host nation for football's most renowned competition. That is why you want your team to advance to the later rounds of the tournament, so that your nation's spirit remains strong until the finale. This host nation's national team must outperform everyone else. On paper, one of the 2 host nations was doing that during the 2002 World Cup. South Korea advanced to the semifinals. This was one of the most significant successes in football for an Asian squad. However, the referees overshadowed South Korea's best World Cup performance because, following the group stage, South Korea received their first break against Italy in the round of 16, when the referee Byron Moreno seemed hell-bent on ensuring the Koreans advanced, disallowing a perfectly good Italian goal and controversially sending off Francesco Totti for diving. As a result, South Korea triumphed 2-1 thanks to a golden goal from Ahn Jung-won. South Korea had the benefit of the doubt again in the quarterfinals when Egyptian referee Gamal Al-Ghandour disallowed 2 legitimate Spanish goals, and his linesmen ruled one Spanish attack after another to be offside, allowing South Korea to win 5-3 on penalties and advance to the semifinals. Soon after, both referees were forced to retire, owing to charges of match fixing and getting a new automobile for aiding South Korea's advancement. Number 3. The Battle of Nuremberg, 2006, between Portugal and the Netherlands. The stage was set for a match between Portugal and the Netherlands in the round of 16 of the 2006 FIFA World Cup. The world expected exquisite football to be played between the 2 great footballing nations, but what they saw was far from that. Russian referee Valentin Ivanov had little control over the game from the outset, as he was obliged to issue a record 4 red cards and an astounding 16 yellow cards, both of which are FIFA tournament records. All hell broke loose as Marco van Basten was booked in the 2nd minute for a lunging foul on Ronaldo, while Portuguese great Luis Figo only received a yellow card for a headbutt, which is an automatic red card under FIFA rules. Edwin van der Sar was upset in the final stages of the Battle of Nuremberg when Simão enraged the Dutch goalie. The Portuguese player's leg collided with van der Sar while attempting to score a goal. No disciplinary action, however, was taken. The final man sent off in injury time was Giovanni van Bronckhorst for a foul on Thiago that resulted in a 2nd yellow card, as Portugal held on for a 1-0 triumph. The match left both audiences and the players stunned. FIFA president Sepp Blatter stated shortly after the match that the referee was not on the same level as the players and participants. Number 2. Zinedine Zidane's 2006 Headbutt. Zinedine Zidane is one of the all-time greats of the game, but his final professional football game, which ended in shame. Playing this game was never on the agenda for Zidane, having retired from international football 2 years previously, but he was specifically asked to lead France in the 2006 World Cup, which he delivered by leading them to the finals against Italy at the Olympia Stadium in Berlin in his farewell game. As meaningful as the moment must have been for Zidane, the evening became much better for him when he put his country ahead after only 7 minutes with a wonderfully executed Panenka penalty. However, Marco Materazzi equalized for the Azzurri a dozen minutes later, and the score remained level for 90 minutes. During the 2nd session of extra time, Zidane was spotted having a heated confrontation with Materazzi before charging forward and headbutting the Italian in the chest. It was difficult to comprehend what the audience and players had just witnessed as the world came to a halt. Referee Horacio Elizondo conferred with his aides before the unavoidable occurred. Zidane was handed his marching orders, putting an end to his career as a professional footballer on a sour and utterly unexpected note. To rub salt in Zidane's wounds, France lost the final on penalties. Number 1. 2014. Luis Suarez bites Giorgio Chiellini. It's difficult to say if this event in World Cup history qualifies as weird or contentious. Any defender would be intimidated by the name Luis Suarez, but Giorgio Chiellini never believed it would be due to a bite in his wildest dreams. Suarez was already well known for biting his opponents in unrelated previous 2 incidents. As a result, he was particularly instructed not to repeat his shenanigans. However, in a 2014 World Cup Group D encounter between Uruguay and Italy, Suarez nibbles on Chiellini with the game tied at 0-0 in the 79th minute. It was unclear what had transpired from the stands. Some assumed it was just a headbutt, but after a few minutes, realization dawned. Journalists gasped in disbelief. Oh my god, he'd done it again! Suarez was in such denial that he even protested his innocence to his wife. When Diego Godin scored the game's winning goal, he did not celebrate like he usually does. He was worried about the consequences. He was suspended for 4 months and 9 international matches. Suarez claimed that the sentence was unjust, but at least the internet got its fair share of memes. That is our list of the most controversial World Cup moments for which we aren't particularly proud. If you believe we have overlooked something, please let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to Sportskeeda for more such content from the world of football.